Level 1. The Recruit. You sign the contract inside a building with no company logo. No flags, no military posters, no patriotic speeches, just gray walls and armed guards. The recruiter flips through your file without emotion. You got combat experience? A little. He shrugs. Enough. That's the interview. 3 days later, you're on a cargo plane filled with ammunition crates and silent men. Nobody talks. Some sleep. Some clean rifles. Some stare at the floor like they already regret coming here. You land near a temporary contractor camp outside Eastern Europe. Cold rain, floodlights, mud everywhere. A former Marine throws body armor against your chest. Don't die wearing company gear. The camp feels strange. Not military. Not civilian. Something in between. Your first assignment is simple. Guard a fuel depot near the border. 12-hour shifts. Mostly boredom. Mostly silence. But every night, you hear artillery rumbling in the distance, like a storm slowly getting closer. The veterans tell stories during smoke breaks, convoys destroyed by roadside bombs, contractors kidnapped at fake checkpoints, men disappear after missions. You laugh along with them, but secretly, you start realizing these people aren't soldiers anymore. They're workers, war workers, and business is booming. Then your first paycheck arrives, $6,000. More money than you've ever earned in your life. You stare at the number for a long time. Suddenly, the danger feels worth it. Level 2. The Convoy Guard. You survive your first month. That alone earns respect. Most recruits don't last. Some panic during gunfire. Some drink too much. Some break mentally after hearing explosions too close for too long. But you adapt quickly. Now the company moves you closer to active combat zones. Convoy security. Long armored runs through Iraq. Every mission starts before sunrise. Drivers checking engines. Machine gunners loading belts. Team leaders studying maps under red lights. You learn the rules fast. Never stop moving. Never trust empty roads. Never drive the same route twice. The heat is brutal. Your shirt sticks to your skin beneath the body armor. Dust gets everywhere. Inside your eyes. Inside your mouth. Inside your lungs. One afternoon, your convoy escorts an oil executive along a dangerous highway outside Mosul. The executive complains about the air conditioning in the back seat. Meanwhile, you scan rooftops for snipers. Then suddenly, your driver slams the brakes. A burned vehicle blocks the road ahead. Silence. Everyone raises their weapons instantly. Your heart pounds so hard you can hear it. Nothing moves. No gunfire. No explosion. Just an empty road. The convoy reverses immediately. Back at base, your team leader finally speaks. That car wasn't there yesterday. Nobody says another word. Because everyone understands what almost happened. You realize something that night. Out here, you don't die from huge mistakes. You die from tiny ones. Level 3. The gun truck. Now you ride in the lead vehicle. The most dangerous position in every convoy. If the ambush starts first, it starts with you. Your truck carries a mounted machine gun capable of tearing through concrete walls. At first, the weapon makes you feel powerful. Then you realize, it also makes you the biggest target. Your missions become more serious. Diplomats, corporate executives, foreign journalists, important people paying huge money to survive dangerous roads. One mission takes you deep into northern Iraq. Destroyed buildings stretch across the horizon. Burned cars line the streets. The city looks abandoned. Too abandoned. Your stomach tightens immediately. Then, gunfire erupts from nearby rooftops. The windshield cracks instantly. Machine gun rounds slam into the side of the truck. Your driver screams. You swing the mounted weapon toward the buildings and fire non-stop. The noise is deafening. Shell casings rain around your boots. A rocket explodes behind the convoy. Smoke fills the street. Someone screams over the radio. Everything becomes chaos. Training takes over. Reload. Fire. Move. Repeat. The ambush lasts less than a minute. Feels like forever. When it's finally over, one teammate is bleeding heavily from the neck. Another stares silently at his shattered arm. The executive survives untouched. Back at base, the company calls the mission a success because the client stayed alive. That's all that matters. Later that night, You receive a $5,000 combat bonus. You stare at the payment notification while dried blood still covers your gloves. And for the first time, money starts feeling connected to violence. Level 4. The Specialist. Now the company trusts you with higher level work. Sniper Overwatch, Embassy Security, Counter Surveillance. You operate in places normal people avoid completely. Tripoli, Khartoum, Port-au-Prince. Cities where governments barely control the streets after sunset. You start carrying multiple phones. One for work, one encrypted, one only for emergencies. Paranoia becomes routine. You sit facing exits automatically. You memorize license plates without trying. You study people's hands before their faces. You stop sleeping deeply. Every noise wakes you instantly. But your value keeps increasing. $15,000 a month now. Private flights, luxury hotels, dangerous clients. One night in Libya, you spend 6 straight hours protecting a foreign businessman inside a hotel while gunfire echoes outside. The client drinks expensive whiskey calmly. Meanwhile, you're counting ammunition magazines beneath the table. That moment changes how you see the world. Rich people don't escape danger. They hire people like you to stand between them and it. And the higher the paycheck, the uglier the mission becomes. Level 5. The Team Leader. Now men follow your orders. 6 contractors under your command. Former Marines, ex-Special Forces, Foreign Legion veterans. All experienced, all dangerous, all carrying scars they never talk about. You plan routes before every mission. Who drives first? Who watches rooftops? Who covers extraction? And secretly, who gets left behind if everything collapses? You never say that part out loud. One mission in West Africa changes you permanently. A mining convoy disappears near rebel territory. Your team is sent to recover survivors. Instead, you find burned vehicles scattered across the road, bodies stripped of equipment. One survivor hides beneath corpses, pretending to be dead. He grabs your vest, crying, begging for help. But then you hear drones overhead. Your instincts switch instantly. Security first, emotions later. You shove him aside and begin scanning the hills. That realization scares you afterward. Not the bodies, not the danger. The fact that you reacted without hesitation. You're becoming emotionally numb. And deep down, you know that's exactly what this job wants. Level 6. The Operator. At this level, governments pretend you don't exist. No uniforms, no patches, no official records. You run deniable operations now, training militias, protecting politicians, guarding secret meetings in unstable countries. Sometimes, you don't even know who the good guys are anymore. One week, you protect government forces. The next week, you're escorting businessmen secretly funding their enemies. The money becomes insane. $30,000 a month. Hazard bonuses. Offshore payments. But your old life disappears completely. Your friends stop calling. Your family barely recognizes your voice anymore. You've spent so long around violence that normal life feels fake. Then comes Syria. A nighttime evacuation outside a damaged airfield. Your team is ordered to destroy classified hard drives before retreating. No questions asked. You watch files burn beside abandoned vehicles. Your commander lights a cigarette and says something quietly. If politicians shake hands tomorrow, none of this ever happened. That sentence stays inside your head forever. Because you finally understand the truth. Wars don't end. They just change owners. Level 7. The Ghost. Now you barely feel human anymore. Airports feel more comfortable than homes. Conflict zones feel safer than peaceful cities. You trust nobody fully. Not even your own company. Especially not your own company. One contractor disappears after asking too many questions. Another gets arrested crossing a border. The company denies knowing him within hours. That terrifies you more than combat ever did. Because you realize the truth. You are completely expendable. Always. The paranoia gets worse every year. You check mirrors constantly. You avoid routines. You carry weapons even off-duty. One night in Eastern Europe, you notice the same black SUV following you through 3 different streets. Your pulse spikes immediately. You switch directions twice. The SUV keeps following. You finally pull into a crowded gas station. The vehicle drives away. Maybe coincidence. Maybe not. You stop sleeping properly after that. Every knock on a hotel door feels dangerous. Every unknown number feels wrong. The money keeps growing. But now, you understand what you're really trading away. Not your safety. Your mind. Level 8. The betrayal. It happens near the Caucasus Mountains. Bad intel. Bad weather. Bad politics. The worst combination possible. Your team is sent to secure a remote compound before extraction helicopters arrive. Simple mission. In theory, then the storm hits. Snow cuts visibility to almost nothing. Radio signals weaken, and hostile fighters begin moving through the valley below. Hours pass. No extraction. No support. No communication. Your team waits inside freezing concrete rooms while ammunition slowly runs low. One contractor starts panicking. Another quietly writes a message to his wife. Finally, a transmission reaches your radio. Just one sentence. Proceed independently. Your stomach drops instantly. That's corporate language for you've been abandoned. You burn documents, destroy equipment, split the remaining ammo. Outside, gunfire echoes closer through the snow. And for the first time in years, you realize something horrifying. After everything you survived, you were never part of the machine. Just rented it. Final level, the survivor. Months later, you're alive. Barely. Different passport. Different apartment. Different identity. Somewhere in Eastern Europe. The room is quiet except for rain hitting the windows. A loaded pistol sits beside your bed. You check the locks 3 times every night. Sometimes 4. Fireworks outside make you instinctively hit the floor. Your hands shake afterward. The money's still there. Enough to disappear forever. But your brain never left the war zones. Crowded places feel dangerous. You memorize exits automatically. You still scan rooftops without realizing it. Some nights, you wake up convinced someone is standing outside your apartment door. Maybe nobody's there. Maybe somebody is. Because private military companies never truly let people leave. Too many secrets. Too many operations. Too many ghosts. Then one night, your encrypted phone vibrates. Unknown number. One message appears on the screen. Need experienced operators. Triple pay. Immediate deployment. You stare at it silently. Long enough to know you should delete it. Long enough to know you won't. Then, slowly, you start packing again.